Nano machines, son. You know what? That actually kind of makes me want to transition back to like the whole Sonic Frontiers thing because he's got a status now.
Which is amazing.
Well, now we got three main guys that are part of the status because according to the internet, the three main boys for status are Jetstream Sam, Virgil, and Sonic the feckin' Hedgehog.
My favorite is just the one where it's just like those three, and the description is the people who will save you from No Nut November.
Yeah, the people who will save you during No Nut November. I mean, hey, they did their job.
They did their job. They did excellent. They needed help along the way, and every time they needed new help, a new guy came along to fill the quota.
Although, again, there's something wrong with Sonic because he kept having to shift his music every so often because he couldn't figure out which status he wanted to have.
It's not my fault I have so much good music.
Yeah, it's not my fault that I have so much good music that wasn't nominated for,
Anything.
wasn't nominated for Game Awards.
But my Sonic 2 movie was.
Oh yeah, Sonic 2. That's right, Sonic 2 came out. You know what? Actually, that kind of makes me want to transition back between the Sonic movie and the Mario movie because, let's compare the Mario movie to the Sonic movie. Like, okay, Sonic had some stuff that was a kind of annoying.
We're talking about the first one or the second one?
The second one.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one. Okay,
I don't want to watch either first Mario movie or first Sonic movie. I don't want to watch either of them.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch. Well, I wanted to watch the first Sonic movie actually because I saw the. Are you talking about the first draft?
Well, okay, no, we're talking about the remake first Sonic movie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the one after they got rid of his human teeth.
To be fair, I kind of wanted to see that one just to see how terrible it was going to be. It was going to be just to see if it was a guilty pleasure kind of bad.
And apparently they were going to have who was the other person? Oh, they were going to have Chris Pratt in that one.
Of course they fucking were, because he is contractually obligated to be in everything.
Although I am glad that they got was it James Marsden?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm glad they got. Well, I mean, hey, same name as you, but yeah, I'm glad they got him in there instead because again, I don't think I can't stand seeing Chris Pratt in everything at this point.
Just imagine Chris Pratt as Sonic. Meow.
I think we all screamed the same way that he did when we saw his face.
Oh god, he basically.
I just like to imagine that the moment that we all saw Sonic screaming, because that's when the first point we actually saw a close up of his face,
and we all wanted another faraway shot.
You hear James Marsden screaming, ah! And then Sonic screams, and then I just imagine that every single person that was watching at home was also going, ah!
Who thought this was a good idea? And how could I punch him?
It was just so ugly.
It is sad to think that the animation department after that movie came out got shut down and everyone lost their jobs. But then it's like, okay, but then how did Sonic 2 look so good?
Yeah, that's whenever a company goes bankrupt, that's not actually going bankrupt. It's just filing for bankruptcy, and it's just getting debt immunity, essentially.
I know that, but just one of those things where it's like, that's sad, man.
Yeah, You know what? Yeah. Well, at least we got a good movie out of it. I'd say Sonic 1 was a great movie.
It was a good movie, yeah. I don't know.
Except for that one fart joke.
Well, I hope you like that one fart joke, because that's half the jokes in the Sonic 2 movie.
Wait, really? I didn't think there was that.
You're flying with your butt!
Okay, that's like the one joke that they have like that. And also, let's be fair, they've also made that joke in the actual Sonic games.
I am being hyperbolic, to be fair.
True. But I think the second Sonic movie, it did have some annoying parts, like the whole wedding scene was like, it definitely overstayed its welcome.
I love the Ryan George skit version of it, where just like, where's Sonic?
Yeah. But one thing I will say about those movies, they at least stayed faithful to the main, like, how Sonic normally acts.
Yes.
Granted, he's a little bit more naive,
Yes.
and Tails is also a little bit more like he's like his Adventure 1 self.
Yes. You know, the way we kind of want him from the beginning. Oh, we know we want Adventure 2 Tails, but eh.
I mean, if you actually look at story wise, based on generations, classic Sonic face planted the first time he tried to do an air dash.
Yes.
Like, I could never see this version of Sonic ever being that much of a screwball. And also, this Sonic never made a Baldy McNose hair joke.
Thank God. Imagine Sonic Movie 3. What? I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. I'll call you Baldy Nose Hair. Never do that ever again.
I wonder if Sonic is going to call Shadow something like that. Then again, he didn't do anything. Didn't call Knuckles anything. Although he did make a pretty funny joke where he was like, "For a guy named Knuckles, you are pretty bad at punching."
I still like. I don't know why, but the line, "Oh great, the Winter Soldier," is burned into my brain.
that is a good comparison too. Which is kind of funny because technically speaking, Sonic came first.
Yes.
Like I know, I know some people are going to be like, "Well, the comics came first," but no. Well, okay, that personality type originally did belong to Knuckles. Like the whole I'm going to hound you until I finally beat you.
Yeah.
And he does that. He does that in Sonic 3.
And and Knuckles didn't need to be brainwashed. He was that naive.
Yep. And then
which makes it worse in some regards.
Actually, you know what? Can we just talk about that for a second? I want to talk about I did not really. I liked the Idris Elba version of Knuckles way more than the one we currently have.
Yeah, I can agree to some regard. I think it's mostly carried by the voice.
It's never going to compare to the Dan Green one.
Shut up.
Where he's just a cranky jerk.
He's Yugi.
No, the thing about Knuckles is he just says whatever's on his mind. He doesn't care how rude he is.
Or how stupid it sounds.
Yeah, true. And he doesn't care. He's yeah, he doesn't care how mean it is. He just wants to say what he's going to say.
And he's going to.
And he's going to say it. Like, for example, when he's when Tails is just trying to let Amy down nicely, and Knuckles says, "What Tails is trying to say is, we don't need you in our way."
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen I Love Lucy, it kind of reminds me of Fred Mertz.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've heard that.
Yeah, if you ever actually watch that kind of humor, that's pretty much just like a modern version of that kind of humor, which got a lot of laughs back in the day. But yeah, I'm going on a tangent.
Yeah.
Regardless, they got the characters of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles down pretty well. I mean, they even got Jolene Collins on to voice Tails again. I think that's her name.
Yeah.
But then for Mario, not only do you not even have him sound like actual Mario in games thus far, but also you've made Mario more of a complete idiot than ever before.
Even comparing to SMG4?
Even compared to SMG4. I mean, do you even think the SMG4 Mario would allow a Cheep Cheep to suck on his face?
Probably not. It depends.
The moment that the Cheep Cheep got on there, if it got off, Mario would immediately kick its ass.
Yes.
He wouldn't need Peach to come over and pull it off of him before just falling over and being a complete loser. And also, I'd like to bring that point up. I mean, I don't think it's controversial to say that if Peach is so competent as a character, and I think people realize that she's a very competent looking character, which, hey, I don't really have a problem with that because she's been like that in Super Mario 3D World. She's been like that before in other games.
Yes.
But in those same games, Mario was also just as capable of a character, and in this one, he's an idiot and a bumbling fool. So why do you need his help to do literally anything?
My only explanation off the top of my head I can think of is it's going to be a prophecy story.
Which is just what, yeah. I mean, like, you know what? That is a pretty good point. But if that's the case, then it's going to be even worse than already is.
The legend describes a legendary red plumber from Italy, New York, which will come in and save everyone. And he'll be a bumbling buffoon and get everything worse, except until he does that one thing.
Either that, or he'll like stumble into Bowser and accidentally like foil something that he was doing, and then like
Cause
they'll have to try
reaction.
they'll try to make him into the hero that everyone thinks he is.
Yes.
Which again is also been done to death, and it's a terrible, terrible trope at this point.
I'm just hoping that at this point it'd be like, okay, what if they just showed the scenes that would bother us, and then it's like it actually turns out to be a good movie.
I mean, I'm hoping it is.
It was
I'm
like that
hoping
with
it
the
is,
Sonic movie.
I don't hate the Mario franchise, but the thing I don't like about the Mario franchise is that they get away with so much more.
Yeah.
Like you play Mario 64 and Sonic Adventure side by side. Mario 64 is actually infuriating to try to control.
Yeah, it's aged like milk. But then again, so is Sonic Adventure to some extent.
I mean, look, at least Sonic Adventure, it's at least fun to control Sonic in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. It's personal preference at least. But again, there's just something that just feels like this movie. It's just screaming out to me, saying that this Mario movie is going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially the fact that they made Peach look like a Dr. Seuss character. Am I the only one that noticed that?
I didn't even think of that. I thought she looked fine, but I don't know.
She literally like she looks like that one girl from the Lorax. She looks like her facial structure looks exactly the same as that girl from the Lorax.
Well, both movies I think were made by Illumination, so
like her facial movements, the facial structure, they look exactly like that one girl from the Lorax who was voiced by Taylor Swift.
The main girl. Ugh.
Who wasn't even in the original book.
Well, okay, if we're going to go on a list of everything that was in the original book, we could just point to like 90% of the movie. That's the problem with these doctors. But now we're not going to talk about a Dr. Seuss thing.
But it also, she also wasn't in the TV show adaptation of said book, which also included new characters.
Well, yes, but there wasn't a reindeer in the freaking How the Grinch Stole Christmas until the freaking 2018 Benedict Cumberbatch version.
Well, yes, true. Fred the reindeer.
Wait.
Okay, I think we can all agree that despite the fact that the Benedict Cumberbatch movie was pretty bad, probably the worst Grinch movie adaptation that we've seen so far, I think that was Fred the reindeer was still probably the best part of it.
There were good parts of it.
Man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It's just so unsettling to see Peach look like a Dr. Seuss character, because Illumination is just like what I associate with Dr. Seuss characters at this point, I guess.
It's probably better that you associate that with Dr. Seuss than Minions.
Now I want someone to make an artist rendition of Peach looking like a minion.
Probably has already been made on DeviantArt somewhere.
Probably already has been made on DeviantArt somewhere. I mean, you should see the other stuff they've done to her on DeviantArt. I'm not going to go into detail on that, but my word. Yeah, I don't like it at all. I don't like any of it, and I hate the fact that the internet has pointed me in that direction.
The internet was a mistake. Without even have this podcast.
Let's delete it.
Yeah, delete everything.
How to delete the internet like Maggie did that one time.
That ProZD video. How do I delete all of Twitter?
Oh boy.
Oh god.
I don't know.
I know why Elon Musk is keeping Twitter alive, but I kind of just want him to walk in, press the delete button, walk out.
It would be very interesting to see. All I'm saying is I hope the Mario movie does well, but my gut instinct's telling me it's going to be like every other either prophecy or accidental hero movie ever.
Yeah, hopefully it will be at least as good as the Sonic 2 movie. Or at least the Sonic 1 movie, because
yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think there's any chance it's measuring up to Sonic 2.
Well, okay, no, but at least Sonic 1 give it a decent standard. It's got to be better than its original Mario Brothers movie.
True, true, true. Some people have pointed this out. A lot of people don't really like the whole boss babe dynamic because typically when there's a boss babe, there's a they're typically really mean to everybody else. But at least in this instance, Peach seems to be nice.
Yes. If
For
she
the
was
most part.
if she was a boss if she was a boss babe, she'd kick Mario and Luigi out of her party and insist she'd do everything by herself.
Yeah, true.
And spend the entire movie talking about how terrible they were.
Right, true. And again, this just points to the problem. My main problem is not Peach. My main problem is Mario.
Your main problem with Peach is she looks like a Dr. Seuss character.
Yeah, but that's my main gripe with Peach. The main gripe I had with Peach is that she looks like a Dr. Seuss character.